My research into Twitter and into live tweeting is the use of it to increase student engagement with lectures and to improve revision. It was a simple idea. I wanted to see if, by encouraging students to live tweet in class, it could help them be better students. I don't mean better behaved students, I mean to learn more, to remember more, to have better exam performance, to be more engaged in class, to contribute in class, particularly for the shy learner. Now, live tweeting involves simply, while the students are listening to a lecture in class, they tweet, they summarize through their smartphone devices or indeed through a tablet, and we provide 2 iPads for this to our students. We pass them around for those who don't have a smartphone or don't wish to use their smartphone. We have Wi-Fi enabled iPads which students use, and they are encouraged to summarize everything I'm saying. My hypothesis was that live tweeting should develop students' multitasking skills. All of these skills are key things that our stakeholders said were demanded by our graduates of ITT-Dublin, particularly business graduates. Develop their multitasking skills, listening skills, because they have to listen before they can live tweet, before they can summarize, and indeed it does develop their summarization skills. It encourages their use of modern communications technologies, even if they have no desire to work in the ICT or indeed the social media sector. There's very few jobs in Ireland or elsewhere where you do not need to know information technology or information and communications technology, let alone need to have a working knowledge of social media. So it encourages them to develop these skills in modern communications. It should motivate group work and collaborative learning, because only if the entire class live tweet together does this project work, or if the majority of the class do it at least. It provides, why is that so? Is because it should provide a rich resource of database of hundreds or perhaps thousands of summaries of 140 characters or less. Another reason why I picked Twitter, it forces students to summarize down to 140 characters or less. In fact, less, because they have to use a hashtag. Of all the key points, which is then publicly available as a revision aid for them. It also drives buzz around the hashtags because they feel they are contributing to a conversation in a structured way. Some of the students who are sitting right here now today managed on the 12th of February to get ITT-SMC, the top trending hashtag in Ireland. What this means is more people were talking about hashtag ITT-SMC, social media communications, in Ireland than any other hashtag for 8 hours on this day, which boosts the rankings of the college, of the research into social media. It shows the class in a very positive light. And I can't take credit for this. The students really got into it, and they're the ones who live tweeted. And one student during the class raised their hand and said, just to let you know, we're trending. And I said, yeah, come off it. And he said, yes, we are. And we got to number 10, 9, 8, and we rose by the end of the class because they were spurred on themselves. I said, well, let's try and get it trending number 1. And within that 1 hour, 45-minute class, by the end of it, and for the following 8 hours, it was the most talked topic in Ireland.
Let's do something practical. Let's make an app now for running on your mobile phone, which would enhance the first year experience for first years coming into ITT-Dublin. Now, I know that the audience I have here mostly isn't computer programmers. I recognize a few computer programmers here, it's excellent to see you, but most of you, let's be fair, aren't, hardcore nerd computer programmers. That's not a bad thing. There's still time for you. You could become one in time. But assuming that you're not a computer programmer right now, you may still want to have the ability to say to your first years or your clients, if you're not going to be a lecturer in the future, here is an app which allows you to consume what I want you to consume in terms of marketing or the social media experience. And I don't want to say to my students, now, you better go to Twitter and remember to check YouTube and go on to Facebook, but not while you're in here, when you get home, and all that stuff. I want to have it that they load up one app, which I give them, probably for free, and has everything that I want them to know, and it updates automatically. So when I start off with my empty app, it's really a blank app, and it's going to end up giving me 2 things. One, it's going to give me a phone app for a Windows phone. This is a big Windows phone. There are smaller ones. In case you're wondering, am I a really tiny person? This is a normal size phone. This is a phone. This is a phone tablet, a phablet. Now I know there's going to be some devastated first year computer science students here saying, well, that app's kind of removed our job. Well, it hasn't. This does the groundwork, the initial stages that you can do without the programmer. It also gives you the source code or the underlying DNA of the program to bring to the very expensive programmer. So I click generate and I tell it I want a Windows phone app, and it goes away onto the cloud, onto the Azure cloud, the Microsoft's cloud computing, which is actually in Sandyford, it's not very far away, and it actually builds this app and sends it back to me. Can you see IT-Dublin first year there?
I can.
You can. So I click that to open, and here it is opening the app, and it has already opened it very quickly. And I have about, this is the IT-Dublin first year experience, swipe onto the news, swipe onto Twitter, swipe onto the videos. I'm going to load up a video. So here we click on the video, click on that, and it should open the video in a moment. I'll hire it up so you can hear it.
Hi, my name is Paul Walsh, and I'm studying mechanical engineering.
And the entire app is pre-built and ready to go. The only thing left to do is to upload this to the App Store, which you can do with a couple of clicks. So what we've done is we have created an app which we could give to a software developer who has computer programming experience like yourself, and you could open it up and edit it and change all sorts of things. Or you could say, I'm happy with it as is, stick it up in the Windows 8 phone store, and then everyone in the world, assuming you make it for free, who wants to can download it.
So can I ask our panel, does social media have a place in higher education?
We don't really have a choice about doing social media in education. I think it's about how well we do it.
There's checks and balances to these things. Like obviously, in certain amounts, definitely very useful. But like as well, like just the overall benefit, I think, goes outside the classroom itself.
As a lecturer, I wouldn't quite appreciate if everybody was off just chatting away on Facebook, doing other things, rather than focusing on a class that I was presenting.
What I think social media does, and tweeting, is it gets people physically involved. They're interacting with a new sense, and it gives them a sense of ownership.
If we're not tapping into that and utilising that as an educational provider, we're really losing out.
Thank you all very much. Thank you.